Dear South Africans, an attack on a police official is an attack on the state. Police officers are a protective layer, ensuring that law-abiding people are protected against criminals. While 22 police officials, 17 off duty, and 5 on duty were murdered during the fourth quarter, we responded and effected 18 arrests. Furthermore, 8 accused persons have been sentenced, 5 of whom were given life imprisonment sentences. I shall only make an allusion of 3 cases. The first case, 4 men in custody for killing a Hawks police officer. That happened in Gauteng province. On the 6th of January 2024, Lieutenant Colonel Sikhetlo Samuel Maa, 63 years old, who was attached to the DPCI Truth and Reconciliation Commission cases team in KZN, left Gauteng, which is his place of residence in Tsakane, traveling in his private vehicle to Durban, where he works. The officer informed his family before embarking on the journey that he would pass by a filling station in Heidelberg to fill up petrol before he goes to Durban. When the family were unable to reach him on his cell phones, they reported him as missing. On the 8th of January 2024, information was received by the police about a body that was found by a passerby in an open field in Tsakane Extension 19. On arrival at the scene, the police found the body of this senior officer with head injuries and gunshot as well as stab wounds. In the early hours of the 17th of January 2024, 4 suspects, 2 South Africans and 2 Mozambicans, who are Andile Mudiba, Bongani Malinga, Louis Mondlane, and Gilda Matsine, were arrested in Tsakane by the Germiston-based Serious and Organized Crime Investigation Team of the Hawks. This was done with the assistance of Ekurhuleni Metropolice Speed Traffic Team, as well as a Gauteng Traffic Specialized Law Enforcement Unit. A cell phone and laptop belonging to the deceased, a pistol with 5 live ammunition, carjack, wallet, pair of running shoes, suitcase, keys, cooler box, and a knife were seized. The vehicle belonging to the deceased was found already burnt. The suspects, who are now accused, made their first appearance in Tsakane Magistrate Court on the 19th of January, as well as the 10th of June 2024. The matter is currently remanded to the 24th of August 2024 for further investigation. In the second case, police killer to serve life imprisonment plus 50 years imprisonment. This happened in Limpopo province. In November 2020, Nyadzani Morgan Mavuso, 23 years old, was detained at Mutali police station for rape and kidnapping case when he attacked warrant officer Mbulaeni Mulahuzi. He stabbed the member and robbed him of the keys to the prison cells and a safe. He further stole the money from the safe and escaped. The slain police officer's body was later found by his colleagues. A case of murder was then opened for investigation by the Toyando-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation. After 2 days of intensive investigation, Mavuso was arrested, whereafter his bail application was successfully opposed. On the 15th of March 2024, the Limpopo High Court, sitting in Toyando, sentenced the Mavuso to life imprisonment for the murder. 15 years imprisonment for robbery, 15 years imprisonment for rape, 5 years imprisonment for kidnapping, 3 years imprisonment for contravention of the protection order, 5 years imprisonment for escaping from lawful custody, and 7 years imprisonment for housebreaking. The 50 years imprisonment sentences will run concurrently with the life imprisonment. In the third case, police killers share 2 life sentences plus 70 years imprisonment. This happened in the Free State province. On the 10th of May 2022, a group of suspects went to a supermarket in Wepener where they took cash, beverages, and cigarettes at gunpoint before fleeing the scene on foot. Police in Wepener were informed of the robbery and went in search of the suspects where a shootout ensued. Constable Ganenelo Mukotu, 22 years old, was shot multiple times and succumbed at the scene. His colleague was shot and injured. A case of murder, attempted murder, and robbery with aggravating circumstances was registered and handed over to the Bloemfontein-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team. The suspects, Wendy Susani Jacobs, 43, was arrested on the 10th of May 2022. Kolesele William Ndalosi, 40 years, was arrested on the 17th of May 2022, and Muegezi Edward Koto, 32, was arrested on the 3rd of August 2022. On the 3rd of October 2023, Jacobs pleaded guilty before the Free State High Court sitting at Bloemfontein, where she was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for robbery with aggravating circumstances. The trial against Ndalosi and Godo continued until the 15th of March 2024, where they were each convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, 10 years imprisonment for attempted murder, 10 years imprisonment for robbery with aggravating circumstances, 10 years imprisonment for robbery of firearms. The accused will serve life imprisonment, since all the sentences will run concurrently with the life imprisonment sentence. Cash in transit robbery, the CITs. Cash in transit highs continue to be a thorn in our country. The DPCI, in collaboration with a private organization, continues to strengthen the fight against these crimes. The CIT robbers are ruthless and do not care about the lives of bystanders. For this quarter, 51 cases were reported, 20 arrests were effected, and 15 convictions were secured. I shall only allude to 3 of these cases. Case number 4, the suspects after a shootout with the robbers. The East London-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team conducted an extensive probe linking the accused to multiple cash in transit. On the 19th of February 2024, the Eastern Cape High Court Division sitting at Makanda sentenced Luando Ntiantia, 36 years, and Nkosea Kaye Lloyd, 38 years, for 4 counts of robberies with aggravating circumstances, murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts of unlawful possession of a firearm, and unlawful possession of ammunition. The duo were each sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, 15 years imprisonment for 4 counts of robbery with aggravating circumstances each, 5 years imprisonment for 3 counts of attempted murder each, 10 years imprisonment for 3 counts of attempted possession of firearm each, and 3 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of ammunition. They share a combined period of 2 life imprisonment and 216 years imprisonment in an equal ratio. With 30 years that runs concurrently, the rest of the sentences runs concurrently with the life imprisonment sentence. Case number 5, robbers and a soldier to share 46 years imprisonment. This happened in the Western Cape. On the 19th of July 2021, a cross-pavement robbery occurred at BP Atlantic Garage in Oates Warren, where a security guard of Fidelity Cash Solution was robbed by the suspects. The suspects fled the scene using a metallic blue Nissan Sentra, which was later spotted at Outeniqua Pass by members of the Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation. The 3 male occupants, Masichole Dolomba, Simpiwe Matwa, Lwandiso Lento, were arrested, and the stolen money, the security guard's firearm, and the firearm used to commit robbery were seized. During the investigation, a South African National Defence Force uniform was also found inside the suspect's vehicle. It was established that it belongs to Captain Sakele Ngabi of the South African National Defence Force. Investigation revealed that Ngabi played an active role in the actual robbery. On the 23rd of July 2021, Ngabi was arrested by the Hawks in collaboration with Outeniqua K9 unit. On the 23rd of February 2024, the Oates Warren Regional Court sentenced Dolomba, Matwa, Lento, and Ngabi for robbery with aggravating circumstances. Matwa and Ngabi were sentenced to 13 years imprisonment each, whereas Lento and Dolomba were sentenced to 10 years imprisonment each. This makes a collective 46 years imprisonment. In case number 6, 2 cash-in-transit robbers convicted. This happened in the Free State province. On the 4th of September 2020, Ignatius Sibusiso Mashinini, 42 years, and Selolaki Surumula, 43 years, rammed into an armored cash-in-transit vehicle van in Bloemfontein, where they stole firearms belonging to the security personnel and used explosives to blast open a safe. The members of the Tactical Response Team TRT in Mangaung and the Metro Task Team reacted in a lightning speed and gave chase. They cornered the getaway vehicle following a heavy exchange of gunfire. Sirumula was arrested, and cash firearms, including those of high caliber ammunition as well as explosives, were recovered. The investigation uncovered the involvement in a spate of hijackings and the theft of motor vehicles that happened in Gauteng provinces, where the vehicles were used during cash-in-transit robberies. A middle finger, which was lost during a shootout with the police, was later confirmed to be that of Mashinini. On the 13th of November 2020, Mashinini was positively linked to the robbery and traced to Benoni, where he was hiding without his finger. On the 29th of January 2024, Mashinini and Surumula were found guilty of robbery, attempted murder, theft of motor vehicle, illegal possession of firearms and ammunition by the Free State High Court sitting in Bloemfontein. The sentencing was postponed pending the application for recusal of the judge brought by Sirumuda. So the case is postponed to the 19th of July, 2024. Coming to drugs, through meticulous investigation and collaboration with other law enforcement agencies, the DPCI is successfully disrupting criminal networks operating in the country. Drugs valued at 47,224,231 rands were seized, with a total number of 68 suspects having been arrested, of which 42, that is 61.76%, are South Africans, while 25, which is 36.76%, are foreign nationals. Five drug clandestine laboratories were dismantled, with the total value of 27,970,000 worth of drugs seized. A total number of 15 suspects were arrested in this regard. It is therefore imperative to educate our communities to stop the demand of drugs, while the law enforcement agencies will be stopping the supply of drugs. I shall cite two cases as example. Case number 7, 9 suspects arrested for a clandestine drug laboratory. This happened in Gauteng province. On the 12th of February 2024, members of the Germiston-based Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team conducted a search at a dilapidated factory at Police Street in Krugersdorp West, where they discovered a super clandestine laboratory that produces large quantities of an assortment of methamphetamine producing chemicals. 9 suspects, who are 7 Malawians and 2 South Africans, namely Isaac Kabonga, Mabocha Mokandilire, Mavuso Luhana, Christopher Nkaya, Gift Lasanja, Sibusiso Nene, Onofani Luciniso, Favor Pili, and Miss Menga, were arrested. They appeared in Krugersdorp Magistrate Court, where they faced charges of manufacturing illicit drugs. The matter was postponed to the 14th of June for formal bail application, which was successfully opposed. The case is postponed to the 27th of September 2024 for further investigation. In case number 8, appellant drug dealer receives 15 years imprisonment. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. During July 2016, Temba Mapumulo, 36 years old, was arrested by the Pietermaritzburg Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation for possession of heroin straws as well as pieces of crack cocaine. He appeared several times in court, and in 2018, he was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. He appealed his sentence, but his appeal was dismissed. However, he never surrendered himself to serve his sentence. In January 2020, Mapumulo was found in possession of Mendrex tablets and arrested for dealing in drugs under Project Drug Gonesse. In February 2020, a warrant of arrest was executed for him to come and serve his 7-year sentence. He attended the court for the January matter whilst in correctional services facility. On the 23rd of February 2024, Mapumulo was convicted and respectively sentenced to 6 and 2 years imprisonment for counts of dealing in Mendrex. The two sentences are to run concurrently. So over and above his 7-year sentence that he is already serving, he will serve effective 6 years imprisonment for these 2 counts that he was have been sentenced on. So part of the sentences are to run consecutively with the 7-year sentence, which means that in total, he is going to serve 13 years imprisonment. Coming to illegal mining, a total number of 39, which consists of 15 South African and 24 foreign nationals, were arrested by the South African Police Service, DPCI, in particular. Further convictions were secured, which is 36. Of these, 9 are South Africans, while 27 of these convicts are foreign nationals. They are convicted for minerals-related offenses for this period under review. I'm going to cite just 3 examples in this regard. Case number 9, former employee of the mine to serve 17 years imprisonment. This happened in Limpopo province. On the 23rd of January 2015, a former mine employee, Donald Jeffrey Maluleke, was arrested by Amanda Belt Mine Protection Services guards for possession of platinum group metals. The case docket was assigned to the Bologwane-based Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation. He was charged with possession of stolen property, and he appeared in Tabazimbi Magistrate Court, where he was released on bail. He absconded, and a warrant of his arrest was issued. He was rearrested in November 2022, where his trial resumed. On the 27th of February 2024, the Tabazimbi Regional Court convicted and sentenced Maluleke to 17 years imprisonment. In case number 10, foreign national arrested with gold worth 1.5 million rands. This happened in the Northwest province. On the 21st of March 2024, the Klerksdorp-based Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation team were alerted about a foreign national who was apprehended by security guards for unlawful possession of gold. A Mozambican national, Eduardo Manjani, 45 years, was searched by security guards while leaving Kopanun mine and was found in possession of 10 pieces of gold with an estimated value of 1.5 million rands. Manjani was charged with unlawful possession of gold and appeared in the Viljoenskroon Magistrate Court on the 22nd of March 2024. The case was postponed to the 20th of June 2024 for further investigation and is currently postponed to the 18th of July 2024 for forensic report. In case number 11, the accused sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for theft from a mine. This happened in Gauteng province. Sipokazi Shenkani was arrested by the Asset Protection Services guards on the 14th of February 2023 at a mine in Carltonville after she was found in possession of 7 kilograms of amalgam with the value of 1.7 million rand. She was charged with theft and unlawful possession of these precious metals. On the 15th of January 2024, she appeared in the Carltonville Regional Court where she pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 12 years imprisonment. Coming to fraud and corruption matters, while fraud and corruption are negatively affecting the economy, the DPCI is adamant in ensuring that fraudsters and corrupt persons are brought to justice. I shall cite 8 cases in this regard. The case number 12, 3 arrested for over 148 million VBS corruption. This happened in Limpopo. During the year 2017, two people invested a total of 148,656,000 rands into VBS Mutual Bank. Large sums were paid to VBS affiliated companies as so-called commissions. Some of the money was laundered through several bank accounts. A total amount of 87,600 rands was paid from the business of an official over a period of time as gratification, which was a great loss to the Giyani municipality. 3 accused aged between 33 and 64 were arrested on the 5th of March 2022 during an early morning raid by the Hawk Serious Corruption Investigation Team. The former chief financial officer and the acting municipal manager of the Greater Giyani local municipality, Risimati Hitler Maluleke, 64 years, was arrested in Lulekane on charges of contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act, corruption, and money laundering. A former manager for budget and allocating acting chief financial officer Ndichezeni Mashau, who is currently chief financial officer of Giyani, was arrested in Giyani for charges of flouting the Municipal Finance Management Act. A businessman, Goodness Chishonge, was arrested in Muhuya village, Toyando, on allegations of money laundering. The trio appear in Giyani Magistrate Court on the 6th of March 2024 for their first appearance and bail application. Maluleka was granted a 25,000 rand bail. Mashau and Chichonge were granted 20,000 rand bail each. The case is remanded to the Bulugwane Specialized Commercial Crime Court on the 4th of July 2024 for pre-trial conference. May I remind the viewers that a total number of 33 VBS arrests have been effected, with a total of 3 already convicted. We are still working on the remaining 43 from the 76 suspects, some of whom were not identified during the initial Advocate Mutai's inquiry. So far, 2,907 statements have been recorded by the investigating team, and investigations are continuing. In case number 13, arrest executed in Steinhoff matter. This happened on the cases handled by Pretoria. The former chief executive officer, Marcus Jooste, is alleged to have inflated Steinhoff UK's operating profit by about 5.5 billion rands. In December 2016, Jooste allegedly created or caused transaction to be created which had no economic substance. In December 2017, he resigned after he earned more than 650 million rands in 4 years. The Financial Sector Conduct Authority imposed 475 million rand fine on Jooste for contravening of the Financial Markets Act, which is related to his reporting on the financial position of Steinhoff International. On the 20th of March 2024, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, DPCI, and the National Prosecuting Authority secured arrest warrants for Jooste and Stephanos Johannes Grobler. The allegations against the duo included fraud, a pattern of racketeering activities, and contravention of the FMA. The exit routes were secured before the message of securing their attendance in court was shared with the defense to ensure that none of the suspect is going to leave the borders. The suspects were expected to hand themselves over to Pretoria Central SAPS and thereafter appear in the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crime on the 22nd of March 2024. After being notified of the arrest warrants, Jooste allegedly committed suicide on the afternoon of the 21st of March 2024. Grobler appeared in court and the case was postponed to the 25th of March 2024 for bail judgment. He was granted 150,000 rand bail and the matter was further postponed to the 26th of June 2024. For completeness sake, on the 26th of June 2024, the former chief financial officer of Steinhoff, Andries Benjamin Lagrange, handed himself over to the Hawks and was arrested. He appeared at the Specialized Commercial Crime Court where he was granted 150,000 rand bail, and the case is postponed to the 4th of October 2024. In case number 14, 22 years incarceration for a notorious accountant. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. Between July 2020 and September 2022, Jonathan Blow, who was an accounting officer for Sunny Ridge Super Spa and Dispatch Super Spa, was given access and administration rights to their trading bank accounts. In addition to the fees for which he had invoiced the businesses, he intentionally and unlawfully transferred 40 million rands from Sunny Ridge Super Spa and more than 11 million rands from Dispatch Super Spa to his bank account. Blow was arrested on the 24th of March 2023 by the Canberra-based Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation and remanded in custody. He was convicted on the 6th of September 2023. He was also notified of having been struck off the roll of South African Institute for Chartered Accountants, SAICA. On the 7th of March 2024, Blow was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment for each of the two counts of theft. 8 years sentence on the second count will be served concurrently with the first count. He will effectively serve 22 years imprisonment. In case number 15, accused who appealed her 15 years sentence in 2017 was convicted again and sentenced for theft of over 500,000 rands. This happened in the Northwest Province. During 2015, Lynette Martha Madalena Jube owned a company that assisted community members in Lichtenburg by accepting their monies to make payments on their behalf at Lichtenburg Traffic Department for vehicle licenses and registrations. During 2016, the Mahigan-based Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team conducted investigation which revealed that 596,693 rands of various victims was not paid to the relevant authority between July and September 2015. Joubert presented fraudulent proof of payments from the banks in an attempt to cover up dodgy dealings. She was charged with 64 counts of theft where she tendered a guilty plea. She was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. However, she lodged a special review application after her sentencing in December 2017. That happened in the Northwest High Court Division against her sentence and that conviction. In March 2018, her conviction and sentence were set aside and the court ordered the trial to start de novo leading to her release from correctional services facility after serving 267 days of a 15-year sentence. In August 2021, she was traced in Mossel Bay, Western Cape, where she was served with summons for her first appearance in Lichtenburg Regional Court in November 2021. After several appearances, Lebeya was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment on the 10th of January 2024. In case number 16, 18 years imprisonment for theft of trust fund. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. Between March 2019 and December 2021, Harold Henry, in his capacity as the financial manager of Strathmore Farm Trust, misappropriated funds of the trust. He further transferred funds to his bank accounts, insurance companies for his personal investment, and his next of kin. These transactions were purported to be payment of creditors and wages for employees of the firm. His fraudulent activities were uncovered when the creditors and employees reported non-payment, which resulted in an internal auditing process that unearthed fictitious invoices. Henry made attempts to destroy evidence by interfering with computer data programming and storage facility system to avoid prosecution. The matter was reported to the Hawks based in the Taiwan Serious Commercial Crime Investigation for further investigation. The probe revealed that Henry prejudiced the trust funds of over 14 million rands. On the 14th of February 2023, he was arrested for theft and appeared in court, where he was released on bail. He was tried and found guilty in August 2023. On the 17th of January 2024, Kaibeha Specialized Commercial Crime Court slammed Henry with 18 years imprisonment for his conduct. Case number 17, Fleet Administrator convicted for 12 million fraud. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. Between November 2014 and March 2021, the service provider by the name of Auto Trust was contracted to do auto body repair for VWSA. Auto Trust submitted invoices to Volkswagen SA for services not rendered, and Christo Diacher, 60-year-old, a fleet administrator at VWSA, assisted the company to get the falsified invoices for payment. During the internal audit, discrepancies in the invoices submitted were discovered, and the matter was then reported to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation for further investigation. The investigation established that Auto Trust and Diacher submitted 572 fraudulent invoices that resulted in Volkswagen South Africa being prejudiced an amount of over 12 million rands. Further investigation revealed that Diacher received regular undue gratification from Auto Trust. On the 10th of March 2023, Diacher was arrested by the Hawks. He appeared in the Specialized Commercial Crime Court in Kaibeha, where he was released on warning. On the 25th of March 2024, he was found guilty of 595 counts of fraud. The matter is postponed to the 1st of July 2024 for correctional services report. In case number 18, detective given 20 years imprisonment for corruption. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. In May 2017, Warrant Officer Claudia Ince was investigating a case of fraud when he demanded a gratification of 5,000 in order to destroy evidence against the accused. A case of corruption was reported to the Durban-based Hawk Serious Corruption Investigation. Ince was arrested during an undercover operation and appeared in court on charges of corruption. In another incident, he was investigating a case of shoplifting against another accused when he demanded a gratification of 3,000 rand in order to withdraw the charges. The accused managed to pay a gratification of 1,000 rand and she did not attend court as per the instruction of the warrant officer. A warrant of arrest was issued against her, and when she appeared before court, she explained that warrant officer Ince took money from her and told her not to come to court. A sitting magistrate instructed that the matter should be investigated. Another case of corruption was then registered against him, and he was charged according to the two counts that were brought forward. In May 2023, Ince was found guilty on all the charges. On the 18th of March 2024, the Durban Specialized Commercial Crime Court sentenced warrant officer Ince to 10 years imprisonment for count 1 and another 10 years imprisonment for count 2. The court ordered that 8 years of count 2 shall run concurrently with the first 10 years of count 1, which means that warrant officer Ince will serve 12 years direct imprisonment. He was granted leave to appeal, immediately incarcerated, but the appeal was dismissed. In case number 19, police official and a bogus cop arrested for extortion. This happened in Pretoria. In April 2022, warrant officer Raquel Kleinke, 43 years, of crime intelligence, and a bogus police official calling himself I'll just repeat this portion. Case number 19, police official and a bogus cop arrested for extortion. This happened in Pretoria. In April 2022, warrant officer Raquel Kleinke of crime intelligence and a bogus police official calling himself Bosman met with the complainant and introduced themselves as Lieutenant Colonel Kleinke and warrant officer Bosman from the police. During their meeting, they allegedly blackmailed him into giving them 10,000 rand in order for them not to reopen a case that was previously withdrawn against him. After realizing that the two were attempting to blackmail him, the complainant reported the matter to the Pretoria-based Hawk Serious Corruption Investigation. The duo were arrested on different dates after an entrapment was conducted. They appeared in court where their bail application was denied by the Pretoria North Magistrate Court. Kleinke was charged with corruption and extortion, whereas Bosman was charged with extortion as well as impersonating a police official. On the 19th of March 2024, Bosman pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced on the 4th of April 2024 to 8 years imprisonment for extortion, of which 5 years is suspended, and a further 12 months imprisonment wholly suspended for impersonating a police official. After pre-trial conference took place on the 15th of May 2024, Warrant Officer Klenki returned to court on the 27th of June 2024 for trial and will come again on the 1st of July 2024 to continue with trial. Coming to matters relating to the South African Revenue Service. As at the end of the last quarter, which is the quarter under review, the DPCI was carrying 783 cases, of which 284 were on the court roll, where 276 are still pending decision by the NPA, while 222 are pending investigation. These are matters relating to the South African Revenue Service. I'm going to cite only 3 cases in this regard. Case number 20, suspect to appear in court for fraud. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. Between January 2018 and July 2018, Dinesh Chain 2, who is a member of Econocom CC, allegedly claimed fraudulent value-added tax VAT refund. He submitted false declarations to the South African Revenue Service, SARS, which resulted in 11,880,000 loss by SARS. After an internal investigation by SARS, a case of fraud was reported to Point Police Station, and the case docket was allocated to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation for further probe. On the 25th of March 2024, the Hawks served summons on Chain 2 to appear before court on 6 counts of fraud and contravention of the Tax Administration Act of 2011. He made first appearance in the Durban Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on the 15th of April 2024. The matter was postponed to 2nd June 2024 and then again 25 June 2024. The matter is further postponed to the 12th of July 2024. In case number 21, director and an entity given a combined fine of 800,000 rands for contravening the Tax Administration Act. This happened in the Northern Cape. During 2018 and 2019, Bacha Badirong Financial Management Pty Limited, trading as Bacha Badirong Security Services, under the directorship of Marius Augustine Box, submitted fraudulent IRP5 certificate to SARS, claiming company income tax returns. The company had no employees and therefore dormant for the tax period of 2018-2019 financial year, for which it falsely claimed corporate income tax. SARS suffered a loss of 21 million rands. The docket was assigned to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team, which led to the arrest and conviction. On the 2nd of February 2024, the Kimberley Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sentenced Box to 600,000 rand fine or 5 years imprisonment, whereas a company was fined 200,000 rand, making the combined fine to be 800,000 rands. In case number 22, accused remanded in custody after failing to appear before court. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. Between June 2011 and August 2018, Francis Muleso, 43, who is a Malawian responsible for e-filing at Gubela Trading, did e-filing to claim VAT on behalf of the company from SARS. The investigation by SARS revealed that Gubela Trading did not only fail to declare the true income, claiming fraudulent expenses on VAT, but also income tax without justification. As a result, SARS suffered prejudice to the amount of 13,832,000 rands. A case of fraud was reported to Point Police Station and the case docket allocated to Durban-based Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation. On the 27th of March 2023, summons were served on Panelet Njova, 38 years, to appear in court on the 14th of April 2023. On the 14th of July 2023, summons were served on Meluso. Meluso did not appear at court, and a warrant of arrest was issued. On the 5th of March 2024, Muleso was arrested at OR Tambo International Airport and transported back to Durban. He appeared at the Durban Specialized Commercial Crime Court on the 6th of March 2024 and 10 May 2024. The matter is currently postponed to the 3rd of July 2024 for trial. Coming to court orders in terms of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act, POCA. The DPCI continues to prioritize assets recovery efforts, aiming to confiscate the proceeds of crime and return them to the lawful owners or the state. By targeting the financial infrastructure of criminal enterprise, the DPCI has made significant advances in recovering ill-gotten gains and disrupting the financial incentives of criminal activity. A total number of 88 court orders, including preservation, forfeiture, restraint, and confiscation orders with a monetary value of 81,754,000 were granted, and an amount of 4,283,000 rand was paid into the criminal assets recovery account in the quarter under review. I'm going to cite 3 cases on some of these forfeiture orders that were granted. Case number 23, assets worth 21 million to be forfeited to the state. This happened in the Northwest Province. It is alleged that in October 2015, Caswell Mtombeni, 52-year-old, was appointed by the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management in the Northwest Province to help the department achieve its road safety objectives, which included training unemployed matriculants and empowering accredited driving schools in various pilot areas. His mandate also included training and developing driving schools and learner drivers. An amount of over 21 million was paid to his company for the commencement of the program. Over 40 driving schools allegedly signed contracts with the company as beneficiaries of the program. It is further alleged that these driving schools utilized their funds to participate in the program in anticipation that the company would compensate them. Mtombeni failed to honor his contractual agreement with the driving schools. As a result, the department incurred losses over 21 million rands. On the 26th of June 2023, Mtombeni was arrested by the Hawk Serious Corruption Investigation, assisted by Priority Crime Specialized Investigation, PCSI, and Tactical Operation Management Section, TOMS, in Pretoria. He made his first appearance in Mahikeng Magistrate Court on the 27th of June 2023, facing charges of fraud, theft, and money laundering. He was granted 50,000 rand bail. His case was postponed to the 3rd of May 2024, then 14 June 2024, and now is postponed to the 28th of August 2024 for the outstanding documents. On the 7th of March 2024, the Northwest Division of the High Court of South Africa granted a restraint order against Muthombeni and Caswell Muthombeni Construction CC, close corporation, in the value of 21 million rands. This includes luxury properties in Mooikloof, estate in Pretoria, a filling station in Giyani, Limpopo province, and 6 other immovable properties located in Limpopo, Gauteng, and Mpumalanga provinces. The order also includes 25 motor vehicles, which are mostly bakkies, Range Rover, and a Mercedes-Benz GLE 63. In case number 24, forfeiture orders worth over 17 million rand granted. That happened in Gauteng province. In 2022, the members of Germiston-based Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation arrested 6 syndicate members dealing in unwrought gold operating around Kutsoni, Carltonville. It was revealed that the syndicate would buy stolen gold from mine workers and illegal miners, which are called zamazamas, and process it into gold nuggets. During the takedown operation in October 2022, 17 vehicles belonging to the syndicate were seized. Through continuous investigation, more vehicles and properties were discovered that were bought by the syndicate but registered in other people's names. The matter was referred to the Hawks Priority Crime Specialized Investigation Asset Forfeiture Investigation Unit for Assets Investigations. This resulted in several bank accounts frozen, 51 high value vehicles, and 8 properties with a combined value of 17 million being seized. On the 20th of March 2024, the Gauteng Local Division of the High Court granted forfeiture order. The order included 3 vehicles, a Range Rover, Mazda X3, and a Nissan Navara, with a combined value of 2.5 million, as well as valuable household contents such as television set, launch suits, fridges, kitchen appliances, and music system, all which are proceeds of unlawful activities such as dealing in wrought gold, money laundering, and a pattern of racketeering activity. The accused are due back in court for trial on the 29th of July until the 7th of September 2024 in the Gauteng High Court, Pretoria. In case number 25, forfeiture orders worth millions granted by Limpopo High Court Division in Polokwane. This happened in Limpopo province. The accused Thabiso Matenda, an employee of First National Bank, transferred money from the deceased Zimbabwean national's account, who was having 36 million in a First National Bank account. 18 accused persons and 9 companies were arrested and charged. The asset forfeiture investigation of the DPCI was tasked with the investigation of financial part of this matter. On the 20th of July 2023, the Limpopo High Court Division sitting in Polokwane granted a preservation order of 8,802,939 rands. On the 19th of March 2024, a forfeiture order of 6,600,789 rands was executed. The accused appeared on the 15th of May 2024, and the criminal case is postponed to the 9th of July 2024. trafficking in persons. In the quarter under review, 17 suspects were arrested in various provinces on charges of trafficking in persons for labor, sexual or profit exploitation. I will cite only one case in this regard. That is case number 26. 39 years imprisonment for human trafficking and rape. That happened in the Eastern Cape province. Lucas William Rudman, 66, was exposed on social media and through information that he received about individuals that he exploited sexually that included minors between the ages of 12 and 16. He would invite young girls to his house where he enticed them with a variety of gifts, including alcohol. He would then molest them sexually, assault them, and rape them whilst they are under the influence of liquor. Rudman was then arrested by Godfrey Lebeya Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Unit, hence his appearance at Somerset Magistrate Court, where he was released on 1,000 Rand bail. The matter was then assigned to the Hawks Trafficking in Persons team for further investigation, and the accused made several appearances. On the 23rd of February 2024, he was sentenced by the Eastern Cape High Court's division in Makhanda to 10 years imprisonment for 3 counts of trafficking in persons each, 3 years imprisonment for 2 counts of rape each, and 18 months imprisonment for 2 counts of sexual assault each. The sentences will run concurrently, leaving Rudman to serve 14 years of his 39 years imprisonment. Coming to the theft of fuel from Transnet pipelines, concerted efforts by the law enforcement agencies in collaboration with private partners is yielding results in the fight against fuel theft and damage of essential infrastructure. Since December 2019, the focus was placed on this crime. 218 suspects were arrested for fuel pipeline offenses. Of these 218 accused, 6 are deceased, while 86 are out on bail, and 127 remain in custody in the Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, and Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and Northwest provinces. The breakdown as per nationalities are 115 South Africans, 75 Zimbabweans, 11 Mozambicans, 11 Malawians, 3 Amaswati, 1 Mosotho, 1 Ghanaian, and 1 Ethiopia. 4 arrests and 1 conviction were secured during this quarter under review. I'll cite 1 case in this regard. That is case number 27. On the 24th of March 2024, Musa Pestros Shiba and Vuzimuzi Maguchwa were arrested near Badfontein Farm in Vereeniging on charges of tampering with essential infrastructure and theft of fuel by a team comprising of Vestcoin Security Services and Transnet. They worked in collaboration with Falrand-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation. A Mercedes-Benz fuel tanker was spotted leaving the farm in the direction of Heidelberg. The vehicle was ordered to stop but attempted to flee. It was eventually intercepted at the off-ramp of R23 in Heidelberg. The truck was filled with petrol suspected to be stolen. Drilling machines and other equipment were seized to enable further investigation on this matter. The Vereeniging Magistrate Court remanded the pair in custody pending their next court appearance, which was the 25th of April 2024. That was for a lawyer as well as a bail application. The case was further postponed to the 24th of June, and it is now postponed to the 8th of July 2024. In case number 28, kidnappers appear in court for robbery and kidnapping. This happened in Mpumalanga province. On the 14th of January 2024, the suspects broke into busy tuck shop and took the stock, which is estimated at an amount of 2,000 rands. The suspects later kidnapped the shopkeeper and left the tuck shop. Later, the landlord contacted the owner of stock and a Bangladeshi citizen that is residing in Magau section of Mametlak. On arrival, he found stock scattered all over the floor and the shopkeeper missing. He reported the matter to the police, and 500,000 rand ransom, which was reduced to 20,000, was demanded. A team under the command of Middleburg Serious Organized Crime Investigation attended to the matter. The information was followed, which led the team to Hammanskraal, where one of the three suspects was arrested. The second suspect was found with the victim and arrested at Hammanskraal. The arrested suspects are foreign nationals, Knowledge Komichi and Crispin Taona from Zimbabwe. They appeared at the Far Bank Magistrate Court on the 25th of January 2024 for services of an interpreter, and the case was postponed to the 3rd of June 2024 for plea. The case was further postponed to the 1st of August for consultation. Coming to COVID-19 related matters, for the period of 1st of January 2024 to the 31st of March 2024. The DPCI continues to jointly respond to those who committed crimes relating to the COVID-19 relief fund as coordinated at the Fusion Center. That is the center housed at the Financial Intelligence Center offices. 2 cases are cited here. That is case number 29, which is on the 2nd of November 2020, Hosbin 103 Trading Pty Limited received payment into their bank account from Howden Department of Education for personal protective equipment for sanitizing of schools. According to SARS, this company was not registered for VAT. The company provided services to Howden Department of Education to the value of 2,900,000 and couple rands. Subsequently to the receipt of this money, they did not register for VAT, even though their turnover is over R1 million. The actual prejudice to SARS was then 370,600 rands. On the 22nd of March 2024, the accused appeared before court and pleaded guilty. Jewel Dama, who was the accused, was sentenced to a fine of 200,000 rand, which is wholly suspended, while the company Hosbin was fined 200,000 rands, or 2 years imprisonment, which is wholly suspended for 5 years. The entity was ordered to pay SARS 370,000 rand, 600 rands. In regard to the state capture investigations, the State Capture National Investigation Team of the Hawks is focusing on conducting comprehensive investigation. The team prioritizes investigation and transforms inquiries into case dockets. 2,241 statements have been obtained in the 53 3 cases that are addressing state capture recommendations. 27 suspects, which are 19 natural persons and 8 juristic persons, have already been arrested by the Hawks. Over and above, the Hawks had already arrested 6 suspects in Bosasa before the case was taken over by the ID, making the total arrest by the Hawks to 33 from the state capture recommendations. The team recovered over 400 million rand, which was promptly deposited in the Kara account. Coming to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission cases and the staffing thereof. In the TRC matters, 9 investigations have been finalized in the last quarter of the 2023-2024 period. Of these 9 matters, 5 are already assigned with court dates and 4 are awaiting appointment of judges. 3 cases with 12 suspects and or accused are finalized, with 2 of them already before courts in KwaZulu-Natal province and 1 to be before the court on the 22nd of July. The other 6 cases are inquest dockets, which are either waiting appointment of judges or the date of the hearings are to be set. In a quest to address the capacity within the DPCI, we are happy to announce that contracts of 40 contract workers who were initially appointed on a 3-year contract term have now been appointed permanently. 37 of those who were appointed on contract basis have their contract extended for the other 3 years. In conclusion, fellow South Africans, as I conclude, allow me to indicate that the case of defeating the ends of justice that was reported by Mr. Paul Robert O'Sullivan against Mr. Arthur Peter Joseph Fraser and Major General Walter Ruode on the 18th of November 2022 was finalized and the case docket submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, Gauteng Local Division, for decision. On the 11th of March 2024, the Office of the DPP declined to prosecute on the matter. As we reveal these achievements, we acknowledge that the fight against national priority offenses remain an ongoing challenge that requires sustained commitment and collaboration. The DPCI reaffirms its commitments to execute its work without fear, favor, or prejudice as the law dictates. I thank you.
Thank you very much, General, for the comprehensive and clear articulation of the work done by the DPCI during the period in review. Colleagues, without any waste of time, we will take questions. We will start in-house, and then Itumeleng will assist with the questions that are posted on social media. As a norm, when you ask questions, please remember to state your name as well as the media that you're representing. May we see by a show of hands those who would want to ask questions. I see a hand. There's one hand. Okay, we can continue.
Thank you. This is Tony Tupu from ENCA. General, there were quite a lot of things that you did go through, but maybe just to begin with the last bit that you mentioned now about the Paul O'Sullivan and Arthur Fraser matter, do you perhaps know what the reasons were? If you just maybe clarify some of the reasons why there was a decision not to prosecute. I appreciate that might not be within your ambit, but if you can. Then secondly, do we have an update on investigations into Kalapala? Should we expect any further information, investigations, details coming from that? that were reported. Just in terms of that, is that not a concern for you that there's 20 arrests out of the 51 that were committed? And just what does that mean in terms of the syndicate that operate, that there are still those operating? And then I suppose just to follow up on your concern around the sort of arresting and the convictions that do happen, and I guess we go around in circles in terms of this, but when you look at some of the cases that start in 2015, for example, and then only convictions happening 9-10 years later, people absconding and then having to be rearrested, are there gaps in the system, and what are, like, just your thoughts on maybe possibly the gaps that do exist in the system that do allow these situations to continue? We've also seen cases where people will be out on bail and then they commit crimes, they commit allegedly murders, for example, in social media. So just a comment on that, please.
Donald, did you get the last question?
The gaps and timelines.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Any other question?
Can you please update us about the investigation into the Juicy September case? The follow-up questions are, how many people have you interviewed so far? How many investigators work on this case? And have you made progress? And the last question is, are you working with the French police? And the second question is from Lokukanya Tambo from Eyewitness News. The first question is, how far along are the Steinhoff investigations, and are they pending arrest? The second question is, as far as I understand, Hawks has the full PwC reports that details the full extent of what happened at Steinhoff. What else has that 30,000-page report revealed to you? And the other question is, a report from News 24 claims that the Hawks purchased a 50,000 gun from Mr. Lebeya for special or ceremonial use amid financial difficulties at Hawks. Are the Hawks finances in trouble? And what is Mr. Lebeya's response to claims that the cost of the gun was inflated and that was wasteful expenditure? Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. We'll allow the gentleman to respond to the question. The first question, 2 million, is what to do with the 6th September. The case on the 6th September.
Thank you very much for the questions that have been raised. I shall start with the ones from ENCA. The reason for the decline in prosecution on the case that was reported by Mr. O'Sullivan. Obviously, the nitty-gritties will be given to the complainant when the complainant is requesting those. In general, we will say that there is not sufficient evidence on which the prosecution is prepared to take that matter. So that is usually that there is not sufficient evidence that one can take the matter on trial. Usually the process allows the complainant, if the complainant is not comfortable with the decision, to take an alternative route. Let's rest assured that all what needs to be done is being done. The suspects that were involved are appearing in court, part of which I think that on the 20th of August, you will see them appearing in court. Part of the investigation, we are waiting for a decision from the NPA. Part of the investigation, we are waiting for our colleague from outside the country that have to assist in looking at a particular portion of evidence that we are looking for. That is, one can say, that is the status of the matters relating to Palapala. You'll understand that I'm speaking of 3 separate cases, but all relating to what you generally call Palapala. With regard to the state capture matters, the number of recommendations that were made by the state capture and the number of investigation that we are doing, you will see the number of statements that we actually obtain before a matter is ready to be taken to court. So it's not a matter of just taking what is written in the report and say that I'm now going to court. There is a collection of evidence so that the National Prosecuting Authority will be satisfied that what we have collected is sufficient to prove the matter beyond reasonable doubt when we go to court. So we are comfortable that so far we have done a lot of work. We have put that team, which we have indicated the number of statements that they have recorded. One statement takes time to complete. Some of the statements you don't finalize in one day. It takes a number of days because it consists of various elements and several pages. So we think that we have done more. And if you were to combine with the successes that the NPA through the ID have done, the number is even more. And we are not presenting here the successes that have been made by the ID, which we have also deposited some few investigators there to assist the ID. So they have got those successes that collectively you'll see that it is more, which I think that the NPA have given that report in the past. With regard to the gaps and the possible, the timelines that one can see, the matters that we are handling, we are deliberately showing the date so that people do not just believe that you receive the matter today and tomorrow is finalized. We have indicated that we have got more than 20,000 cases that we are currently having on hand. On the court roll, we have got more than 12,000 accused persons that are currently serving before the various courts. You can see that we also indicate the timelines that these cases have been taking. So part of the challenge that we have is that the accused persons have got certain rights, rights to a fair trial. And the rights to a fair trial include the rights not so speedy a trial. So they have got the right to say that we demand a lawyer and the like. So it takes time. And when you have got more than one accused persons, which is the case in most of our cases, and the accused persons are out on bail, at times you do not always find all of them present in court, and the court can't hear the matter in the absence of one. So you will find that the matter will be postponed, and depending on the court roll, so some of these matters take time. That's why you can see the matters emanating from 2015. There are even older matters that have been there on the court roll. I think you'll even remember that part of the cases, the arms deal were there before the Hawks was born, and they are still on the court roll, and the trial has not yet started. So that is, at times these matters can take long. And those will obviously be not the creation of the investigation team or the prosecutors, but at times it can be emanating from the defense side. With regard to the questions online, I will start with the one on the Steinhoff as to whether we still have got pending arrest and the like, and the long report that has been there. You know, this matter is on the court roll. You shall have just noted that on the 26th we have added another suspect on the court roll. We do not always want to unpack the nitty-gritties before the things happen. But as and when the prosecutors decide on what next, we will be informing the public. But anything that requires the attention of the NPA, they will advise us and we will comply with the request. But otherwise, the matter is on the court roll. We will be guided by the proceedings. The question of the Dulcis, the September, was still under investigation. I think that the indication is that we are currently not engaged in any foreign police agency. The evidence does not direct as such, but when the time arrives, we will indicate what else is needed. If the prosecution identify the gaps, obviously there will be that engagement with the other law enforcement agencies. The last question, which is dealing with the gown for graduation and the like, I think that maybe some other people should be able to make a distinction between the gowns for graduation and the corporate attire. From time to time, we will see that we will be putting the corporate attire. If you look behind, you will see the corporate attire. No one has asked us how much it costs to get that type of image. When you look at some of our vehicles, which we can't mark all of them because some of them we don't want them to be seen from a distance, you will see that we will be putting these images on the side of the vehicles. I haven't heard anyone asking how much it costs and why do we put them on those images. There are those who appreciate that they really need to see this corporate image being portrayed. We need not shy away from that image. When you look at our SAPS vehicles, which luckily we are able to have them at every police station, you see that we mark them. And we can't come and put a smaller batch of the hawks on those so that you can remember that there is also the hawks that operate independently. So when do we then see this image? Those who have been asking a question, they never asked how much will it cost that just to put one advert of this image on one of the media. Just one day, it costs much more. So I think that in whatever we are doing, you'll see that there are different corporate items that we put forward. And some of this we know that when it comes in the platform like this one, it is actually cheaper than when we want to advertise on one media house. So I think that it should be interpreted in that fashion. When you want to go to graduate, each educational institution have got its own regalia. They will not take this one because they don't have you don't have a University of the Hawks or a technical or a college. So that is a corporate item. Those who are interested in watching on the media, go and check. There is time when the national head graduated to become a doctor. You will see the kind of graduation regalia that he's wearing there. And compare with this one, the corporate image, and see as to whether they are the same. So I think that people should be understanding in that fashion. Anyone who can give me a quote cheaper on the either the newspaper or the TV, we will consider that, so that the members of the public may know the existence of the Hawks, so that certain national priority offenses, when they come to know about them, they should be knowing about their existence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General. Are there any other questions? Okay, Tony.
Thanks. Just a follow-up on two questions. Just on the sort of the timeline, we've seen cases, for example, in the Sitavile case of the 5-year-old who was shot. Some of those are believed to have been out on bail for other crimes. Is that not a concern for the work that you do? And is there a way of sort of managing that? I don't know, you can let us know. Maybe I'm asking naively. And then the other question I wanted to follow up on is, should we expect any more arrests on the Parliament?
The DPCI is only handling certain matters which are categorized as national priority offenses. We don't deal with every other crime. Like the murder of a 5-year-old child and the like. We will assist when it comes to effecting arrest. If we have information, we will effect arrest and hand over to our colleagues in the greater service that are investigating those matters. But otherwise, we are not following up on those and give brief on the development. So the greater service will be in a position to deal with that question. With regard to the question of whether we can expect arrest on the Pala matter, investigation is continuing. You may have heard that I said part of our investigation is to try to get evidence from across the border, outside the borders of the Republic. And I think that based on that information that will come, including the evidence, there might be development in that regard. And I think that we have got some individual that we expect that we might be able to add if traced. So I think that is how far I can go. The other one I have indicated that the matter is still a pending decision by the National Prosecuting Authority. They are there to decide on the instant of the state. If they decide that a prosecution must take place, they will inform us. We will secure the attendance of whoever they are intending to prosecute in court. Thank you.
In the absence of any other questions, I believe we've come to the end of the session. And thank you very much to the media houses for honoring the invite and for providing coverage of this briefing. We will now attend to the one-on-one interviews with the national head. Thank you very much.